Hello everybody, very warm welcome to the very first Exeter Chiefs Live. We're very excited to be doing this. It's a really nice way to try and bring you all into the Exeter Chiefs camp a little bit more, give you a little bit of insight ahead of what promises to be an incredibly exciting season. So, PWR Fixture announcement is coming in a minute's time. It's going to be a whole new season, slightly new structure to the season this year. We've announced our friendlies already. Our first game here is going to be Bristol Bears. We're playing the two finalists in our pre-season friendly, so it doesn't get much harder than that to start things off. I'm delighted to say in a few minutes' time we'll be joined by head coach Susie Applebe, who will be talking to us a little bit about what we're looking forward to for the season. We'll chat about the squad. We'll chat about what we're expecting from a very, very competitive PWR campaign. So, as we count down, we're going to get the fixtures up on the screen here. For those of you watching along on Instagram and TikTok, very warm welcome. I'll talk you through the fixture list. The fixture list will be posted on all socials afterwards. So check them out, print them out, get yourselves ready because we are in the countdown to the season. It's getting very exciting. All right, I'm going to ask my glamorous assistant over there. He's going to pop the fixtures on the screen for you so you can all see what we're looking forward to for the coming campaign. So I'm going to grab my fixture list as well. We are kicking things off with a battle against Harlequins away. That's our first game, so it's a tough opener. Travel up to the capital. We then have our first home game of the season on Sunday the 13th against Leicester Tigers, which is going to be a fantastic occasion here at Sandy Park. We've got a tough trip away to Gloucester Hartpury confirmed. That's the 19th of October. And then we welcome Trailfinders. There's some old friends of ours playing at Trailfinders these days. We welcome them to Sandy Park to round out October. It's a condensed fixture list. We're going to be all done. Our final game of the season is going to be Leicester Tigers away on the weekend of the 22nd and 23rd of February. So it's shorter season this year. There isn't a cup competition in the PWR, so it's going to be hell for leather as everyone goes after the PWR League title. Now, without further ado, I'm going to invite into the frame here Susie Applebe, head coach. Susie, if you'd like to come and join me. All right, so Susie, we haven't had a chance to speak to you really, no. As pre-season's got going. Before we start, did you have a nice off-season? Did you manage to get a bit of a break? Did you manage to stop thinking about this place for a while? I don't think it works like that, does it?
No, not really. Sport is what it is. It's 24/7. It's all-consuming, and the league will be what we make of the off-season, really. So, yeah, a little bit of downtime. But listen, it's brilliant in Devon, isn't it? We've had a little bit of sunshine, so you don't really need to go away. But yeah, stuck into pre-season now. New arrivals, returners, which is exciting. We're only a couple of weeks in, but it's a really short, you've already touched on it, a short pre-season and very condensed season. So it's going to be wham bam, really.
And I guess the challenge for all the teams is going to be to really hit the ground running. You know, you don't have a huge amount of time to prepare, and with no cup competition, every match really, really matters in getting this team up to speed. What are the challenges from you as a coaching group for getting a team ready for that first game away at Quins?
Well, I think there's extra things that people probably wouldn't know about, or would maybe, those that are big followers of the women's game. The WXV competition is huge, so you know, it's an extended comp now. So Linda van der Velde and Holland are now competing in WXV, so we lose Lindy for the first time to that competition. Ireland are back in it. Obviously Clee's gone back into Ireland, so it's brilliant. There's loads of extra internationals playing in that comp, and what it means is for at least the first two games of the regular PWR season, everybody is without their internationals. Okay, so what does it mean? Who knows? Mm-hmm. Who knows what that means? And that's the thing. How cohesive can you become in the off-season, the pre-season, and you know, the lead up, the first couple of games to put you in a good position for what's coming towards Christmas. So that's a little bit of detail. You know, we're going to lose about 20 players at that time, so it's a massive opportunity for those that are here. Yeah. There's been a bit of adjustment around the EQP numbers as well, which people that again are followers of the game would have probably switched on to, which should mean that, you know, we're able to be competitive without I'm not going to use the word sacrifice, but having to adjust selections for different reasons. So, yeah, there's lots coming.
I bet. I mean, look, we're really excited, and the squad's changed a fair amount. We've had a lot of new faces coming in.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about some of those new signings, some of the people that you're excited for people to get to see here at Sandy Park for the first time. We've got some old faces coming back as well, which is really lovely to see. So talk us a little bit through the makeup of the squad.
Well, I think we'll start at the front with the props, because with such a condensed season, like for example, we just touched on it, you go 6 games on, 1 game off. That's going to be very attritional, especially in the front row. No player can expect to play week to week. Especially as a prop or a hooker or indeed in the back. So as a result of that, we've probably recruited a couple of extra props intentionally. So Michaela Nelson's come in, a Canadian prop who is just finding her feet here. That's really exciting. Demi Swan has returned. Hope Rogers will be away and then return. Dalika Menin, I'm mentioning some of the best props in the world here, alongside an Abby Middlebrook. Lizzie's gone off to Quins because she's gone home, which is fine. That's what happens with our game. It's not all about a lot of money. It's about lifestyle and what suits. So yeah, that front row is going to be competitive, I think the word is, from the off, which again is exciting. I haven't even mentioned Charlie Jacobi, who so she's a returner. So starting in the front row, so we've been specifically gone for a little bit of extra bulk, if you like, in the front row. And then coming back from that, lovely return of Flo Robinson, who is a fan favourite, and been up to London to do a masters that she wanted to do to progress her life, which is brilliant. So back from London, and she's brought a sister with us, which is a massive bonus. So Emily's going to be a big addition in the back row. I'm thinking of players off the top of my head. Dorothy Wall has just been with us for a week, but gone back off to Ireland. That's going to be a significant addition to us in the second row. So I'm mentioning players who are really, really good players, but Doro was with us for 1 week, and it feels like she's been here, for seasons. Fantastic. Which is brilliant. So she's joined, the Clees and the Trickies of the world from Ireland, and then moving backwards again. Lucy Nye is a really accomplished young. Not so young, I still think of her as young because I coached her when she was 16. So, come from Leicester, but comes from Devon. Yeah. So there's another really good scrum half adding to the mix. That's going to be really competitive between her, Flo, and Maz as well, of course, when she comes back from Scotland. Liv has returned from New Zealand, which is huge. Yeah. So, we've missed Liv last season. She missed us and made a decision to come back, which is huge. Yeah, so, fantastic. You can't stop players doing what they want to do or they feel they need to do, and she felt that she needed to go and explore the Black Ferns thing, which hasn't come to fruition. So she's back, and she's going to be huge for us, and she's here for a whole pre-season, which is brilliant because she's never done that. So hopefully that'll be massive. And Taylor Black's coming back. Was Taylor, I can't remember, Perry. Was Black, now Perry. Yeah. So she's a lovely Canadian fly half, just won silver medal in Paris. Absolutely. Which is amazing. Yeah. So I don't know when she'll be with us because again there's a WXV selection, TBC. Yeah. But Taylor has already been with us. So these names that I'm mentioning, they've been a chief already, which is huge. So although we've changed a little bit about how we're going to play, they felt what it means to be a chief. They felt what the fans like, and the fans like them. They love the fans. They love the feeling around it. And for us, that's massive. Yeah. So they're gonna then yes, they're returning after a year or two away, but they'll not be on from a standing start. If that makes sense. Yeah,
completely.
Nancy, massive. So had to sit the season out because of injury. She'll be back on the field. Which is just amazing. Everyone's so excited for that. Tess has signed for another couple of seasons.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Laurie Kramer back from Australia, and we know what she brings, not just on the field, but she's crazy and, energetic, and we love that. Georgina Tasker on the wing, a lovely young winger that's joined us from Loughborough. Yeah. One of Katie Buchanan's best friends. I'm very similar in ways to how Katie plays. Well, we know how well Katie's done and put herself right up there for England's selection. So Georgie's a really exciting one. Another young player that's arrived is Molly Saunders.
Yeah.
So didn't know much about her, but she's really settled in well, and I'm excited to see how she goes. Again, on the wing or in the centre. Kaneko's coming back. So listen, all these names I'm reeling off, you know, there's 40, 50 players. I neglected Flo Long, who had to leave Worcester when the Worcester thing happened, in the front row. She became a postie. She's moved to be a postie down here, is loving it, loving life. So there's a lot of excitement about what could happen. And, you know, I haven't even mentioned Rachel Johnson and Rose Likes and Poppy and, you know, Ebony. So what should I say? Hopefully I've given, you know, the listeners a taste of who and what it's going to be like, because those guys, you guys know, I'm looking at an empty laptop here, they know what these players are like, how much they love being here. And when they get here, they just embrace exactly what it's like to wear the shirt, to epitomise everything that Chiefs represents, which is excitement and energy and just that buzz. So, yeah, I think I've digressed from the question that you asked an awful lot. So, what are we going to do? We're going to set out to hit the ground running. That's the big thing. Gloucester Hartpury in Game 3 is pretty massive. Will our internationals be in? Will their internationals be in? Because they've just back from WXV. That's going to be a big question mark in every single round that you get to, who's playing. But at the end of the day, there's a big focus on how we're going to do things, how we're going to get to Christmas, what it looks like at Christmas, because we've already played the likes of Gloucester twice by Christmas, which is mental, really. And then the run-in, if you like, into the playoffs. Now, we've hit the playoffs in every year, apart from the first one, since we've existed. That's a non-negotiable minimum standard for us. A final and beyond is what we're heading for this season. And we need to make sure, not for the past 2 seasons, we haven't quite got that playoff end right. We need to make sure we're peaking at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's about the most thorough answer I could possibly have hoped for. So
sorry, it's a bit OTT.
Not at all. And it's lovely to hear you go through so many of those names that we have seen leave and come back. It just speaks to the culture of the place. It speaks to the culture that you've created amongst this team, that they're so excited to get back into Chiefs colours. It's really, really wonderful. I do want to talk a little bit about what this season is going to be like with a kind of Rugby World Cup on the horizon, because it's not far away now. We're excited about it. We're obviously hosting matches here at Sandy Park. Do you think that will impact how people kind of go into this season, because they will be competing for international places at that World Cup at the end of it? Does that give people extra motivation?
I think, you know, the start point for a lot of these international players is now. You know, away with their international squads, with very little time with their clubs. Club rugby is a massive bonus for a lot of these players that can't get their decent rugby on the other side of the world. So they're here and they know what they're here for. They're here to be the very best that they can be for Chiefs, but as importantly for their international, you know, coaches to see, because everyone's watching. Everyone's watching this league. So WXV and beyond is everything that starts to prep them for next August 22nd, when they kick off. So yes and no. I don't think you'll see any detraction from what they put on the field here, because every minute they want to make the most of every single competitive minute in the build-up, and the build-up is the league. After the league, and this is why we're finishing in March, you know, then they'll go to Six Nations or their equivalent comps around the world, and then they'll really nail down their personal prep, you know, or their team prep. It couldn't be more exciting to be a female player, you know, as you've touched on. 7 games at Sandy Park. We don't know who we're getting yet. Someone will be based here. We've got quarter-final here, you know. It's just massive, and the hope is that, you know, on the back of already massively successful league seasons, internationals being hosted here. The final was here last year, and it was brilliant between, you know, Gloucester and Bristol. What a great final. And we just want more of the same, and the players really buy into that. But, you know, players are selfish. They want to be the very best they can be. Hence, they put themselves in the best environments. We're one of those best environments. So
absolutely.
That's what we're getting.
Absolutely. Well, look, Susie, it feels incredibly exciting. It feels like the start of something massive to come for women's rugby here in the Southwest. Hopefully, you know, we can build on some momentum through this season I'm really excited to see crowds start to swell with that World Cup on the horizon. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for talking us through it. Best of luck with the pre-season prep, and we can't wait to see you out here for the first time against Bristol Bears. Not long now.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Susie.
Cheers.
To everyone else, thank you so much for listening along. It is going to be an incredibly exciting season. I would encourage all of you to look to get your tickets for those opening matches, because they will be fantastic occasions here at Sandy Park. Best way is with the 24-25 season ticket. Head over to Ticket Hub now, get yours. It's only £100, that's the whole year done. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all here very soon.
£100 for the whole season. That's not bad, is it?
Really good. Really good.
Do you know how that